Hi, boys and girls, it's Mrs. Zinga. Today, we're going to listen to one of my favorite stories. And the story we're going to listen to is called Corduroy. Take a look at the front cover. This is Corduroy. And Corduroy is a teddy bear. He's a stuffed bear. It looks like he found something. I wonder if it's something he needs. What do you think? I want you to talk to your parents and tell them what you think. Do you think it's something important? Do you think it's something he's missing or that he found? What do you think this is? All right, let's read our story. Corduroy. It was written by Don Freeman. And Don Freeman is the author. He wrote the words to our story. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in a toy department of a big store. So take a look. These are all of the animals in the toy department. In a toy department is a big area in a large store where certain things are kept. And in this department, it's toys. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. So the teddy bear's name is Corduroy. And I want you to take a look. The overalls that he has on, those are a type of cloth. And the cloth is called corduroy, which is bumpy. It has these lines on it, which make it, when you touch it, it's a little bit bumpy. The bear's overalls are made of corduroy. I think that might be how he got his name. So the fabric on his overalls is corduroy. The store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things. So if you look here, you could see they're buying all sorts of things. But no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. How do you think that made Corduroy feel? I bet it made him sad. Then one morning, there was a little girl, and she stopped and she looked straight into Corduroy's big, bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's the very bear I have always wanted." Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't look new." I want you to think about why he doesn't look new. Take a look at Corduroy. Why do you think her mom says that Corduroy does not look new? Take a look at him. I wonder if it could be because he's missing a button. He's lost the button to one of his shoulder straps. So there we see it's missing. Corduroy watched them as they walked away. So he's feeling a little bit sad. "I didn't know I'd lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight, I'll go see if I can find it." So Corduroy has a plan, doesn't he? What was his plan again? Yes. He's going to look for his missing button. Good job. So late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and he began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. So I want you guys to think about this for a second. So Corduroy, he climbed down from his shelf. Now Corduroy is a stuffed animal, so this story must be make-believe because teddy bears don't really move. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he stepped onto an escalator and up he went. And an escalator is a set of moving stairs, and it helps customers either go up or down. Couldn't this be a mountain, he wondered? I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. Take a look. Why do you think Corduroy thinks that the escalator is a mountain? Think about a mountain. What does a mountain look like? A mountain is very tall. Do you think that he thought the escalator was a mountain because it was very tall? I think so. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there, before his eyes, was a most amazing sight. Take a look at what he sees. What are some things he sees? He sees some beds, tables, chairs, lamps. So tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. This must be a palace, Corduroy gasped. I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace. Let's stop and think. What is a palace? A palace is a very, very large house where usually kings and queens live. Does this look like a big house where kings and queens might live? Corduroy definitely thinks so. He wandered around admiring the furniture. This must be a bed, he said. I've always wanted to sleep in a bed. And up he crawled onto a large, thick mattress. And all at once, oh no, he saw something small and round. Look at in his hand. Why, here's my button, he cried, and he tried to pick it up. But like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. He yanked and he pulled with both paws until pop! Uh-oh. Off came the button and off the mattress, Corduroy toppled. Bang! Into a tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash. What do you think might happen next? Make a prediction. A prediction is a smart guess. Think about what just happened. He fell off of the bed, he knocked over the lamp, and he made a big crash noise. What might happen next? Let's find out. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman, he's kind of like a security guard, was doing his rounds on the floor above when he heard the crash. And he came dashing down the escalator. When he's dashing, that means he's moving very fast. Now, who in the world did that? He exclaimed. Somebody must be hiding around here. Who made that noise? Do you remember? Corduroy. He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all. And there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. Who do you think it could be? Look who it was. It was Corduroy. Hello, he said. How did you get upstairs? Uh-oh. So the night watchman or the security guard, he knew that this stuffed animal did not belong down there by the furniture. He belonged in the toy department. The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls. How do you think Corduroy is feeling? A little bit sad. Look, do you remember who this was? Lisa, the little girl. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning. And there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he had seen only the day before. I'm Lisa, she said, and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I've saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home. Look at how happy she is that she gets to take Corduroy home with her. Shall I put him in a box for you? The sales lady asked. Oh, no, thank you, Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight to her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed, just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department store. This must be home, he said. I know I've always wanted a home. Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. I like you the way you are, she said, but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened on. So there she is, and she's fixing the button on his overalls that has been missing for a very long time. You must be a friend, said Corduroy. I've always wanted a friend. Me too, said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. How do you think Corduroy is feeling in this picture? And how do you think Lisa feels in this picture? All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed my story about Corduroy. And remember, not always does it matter what you look like on the outside, right? It's always what's on the inside that counts. So being kind and friendly and offering help to others and just being a good friend. I hope you enjoyed.